Alright, through the coolness of music video of editing, I'm already here at the audition. I drove to the wrong place, but luckily it's on walking distance away. I'm super nervous. I gotta find room 108, make this happen. It's a nice little hour-long drive. So, you know, I have to not be nervous. Here we go. Oh, and it's locked. How does this open? Push to open? No. 8 a.m. Public hours? North? No? Okay, that's not it. I gotta call these producers because I'm lost as fuck. Because it just dropped me in the middle of all of this. Let me call them and find out where I'm supposed to go. Okay, here's the thing. Okay. When you're making a film and you're producing it and you send out like the casting thing, and of course you know where the location's at, but you have to think about the other people. Like me, like I have like 4 brain cells in my whole entire brain, and I'm really bad with directions and shit, especially Google Maps. Google Map the address that you gave and see like where it puts you, and if people are easily able to get to the location for the audition. Now this is just a 2 cents thing, it doesn't really matter, but if it's a little bit tricky and Google Maps doesn't give an exact spot of where you're going to be at, give some directions in the email. And then also too, throw in your the number as well. That way everything's all squared away, so if somebody does get lost, you'll be fine 110% of the way, because they can just call you up. Now homie said it's this building right here. So I just did a big old fucking loop for this. And I'm currently 7 minutes late, but I can't tell them that I'm here, that I need help, that I'm lost, because there's no phone number to call. And what are you gonna do? Send an email? I don't know. They said I have to go all the way around. You can't go in the backside. So that's what the security guard said. And I don't know. I see a sign with an arrow, so that works. I assumed it was at the library. No entry. Okay, room 108. It's a very nice tree. I'm kind of nervous, but I think that's just how you always go in, you know, with the nerves, and you got to figure out how to turn those nerves into emotion for the scene. And these nerves are very strong, and they're, oh, see, there it is. And it's sitting in my gut. It's very heavy, but I feel very light in my chest. I don't know, man. All right, room 108. Let's get this party started. I'll let you guys know how I did in like 4 seconds, but for me right now, this is very, oh shit. Okay, here we go, up the stairs. So, all in the matter of 5 seconds, my nerves for this whole entire thing are going the fuck away. I'm here, 59 East. I'm on the east side. First, this is First Street. The audition's at 11. Front door's locked. Audition's at level 20. 11:20. But the front door is locked. I went ahead and sent an email because that's the only thing I could do at this point. So I guess we'll just wait a few minutes till around 11:20, and or when I get an email back, and figure it out. It doesn't look like anybody's home. Like there's nobody here. There's cars up front. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cars up front. On this side of the street, whether it's for this, I have not the slightest clue. This seems to be the building though. See, I should have brought something. I should practice my monologue right now. 'Twas the night before Christmas, and all through the house not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. I'm just kidding. Okay. Dude, I dirtied my pants. That's what that is. I'm holding it up with my knees. I dirtied my pants. Because my car's dirty. So I did some things at work I should have done. Well, here's what I did at work. So I was drifting in the propane area. I was doing like 360 donuts, right? And the windows were down and dust was flying everywhere, and it was super crazy, cool, and fun. And I did it twice, and I thought I got a flat tire off of it, but I didn't. So what I did was I went back over to the propane area, and then I started drifting and doing more dust. And me and my friend Hayden were in there. We're just doing donuts around the whole entire site. It was really fun. And then, so my car's dirty from that. And usually I go to a car wash, and like I really clean my car, but I just haven't because I'm trying to save money. And like, you know, it's like $12 a month, which isn't a lot, but it adds up when you got $12 over here, 10, 8, 12, you know what I mean? So I'm trying to cut down on the subscriptions that I have, just to budget smarter, because I can wash my car at home now that I have a house versus the apartment, because that's why I had the car wash subscription, because I couldn't wash my car at the apartment. But now that I have the house, I can wash my car at my house. And yeah, it takes longer, but it's more detailed and it's fun and it's exciting. Anyway, my pants are dirty, right? That's where we're getting at. My dirty pants. And like all day. Look it. You see what I mean? It's dust, but it's not you know what I mean? So, as you guys can tell from earlier in the vlog, I have not done my hair. I did not do my hair. I didn't want to do my hair. I said, you know what? Screw it. We're just gonna rock it. And just let it be whatever it needs to be. It's very malleable. If they ask me to shave, I'm gonna say no. If it was, and here's the reason why. You need to have a certain sense of standards and boundaries when you're going out for auditions, right? In order to change your physical appearance for a film that has no pay, it's totally up to you. I would rather not. I like the way I look. But then, you know, that film could always pop off. There's always that possibility, and everything that you do with that film could lead you to the next greatest thing with these people that work with. So see, you know, if you're willing to compromise, you know, if they say, hey, look, do you want to cut your hair? Do you want to shave your beard? For women, do you want to wear different makeup? Would you be fine wearing makeup? Would you be wearing no makeup? You know what I mean? Like figure out what they're asking from you, because at that point, it's really a negotiation, and not a lot of people realize that. You don't want to just say yes, 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 and take things for face value, because then you're going to be missing out on different experiences and opportunities to look at the film different. And I'm not saying go in there and stick to your guns and be an ass. No. Just, you know, like if they came to me and they said, hey, look, we would like you for this role, but I know it's a free role. Okay, you guys want me to shave and be clean-faced? Well, I really like my beard. How about if we just do some stubble? What if I trim down the beard? Okay, we want you to be bald. Well, I'm not going to go bald. I'm balding, you know? I'm not balding. I just got a crazy widow's peak. I don't want to go bald. Okay, now if they're paying, then you have to figure out, all right, what's my price range of what I'm willing to do to alter myself for this paycheck? Which is what it really comes down to. Like, what am I willing to sell out my body for? It's a fucked up way of saying it, but welcome to the industry. That's pretty much what it is. You know what I mean? Like, you're signing on for Marvel to do $4.4 million in your bank account, let's just say, right? Like, you sign that deal, random number, whatever. But you're going to be in, you know, hair and makeup for 9 hours before you even get on set for 6 hours. You know what I mean? You got to sleep in that. Try to go to the bathroom with all that makeup on you everywhere. Like, you're altering your body at that point. Now, that's not a bad alter. Now, if you think about Sloth from the Goonies, homie had to go through some makeup. If you think about other people have to go through extensive makeup and changing of themselves, there had to be a price in order for them to do that. Some people will absolutely do it for free. That's totally fine. Totally cool. Some people be like, fuck it, I'll shave my head just for the hell of it, and I don't really care, you know, whether it's for a film or not. You have those people who just live that crazy to the edge. Me, I'm asking by doing it with films. I need a reason and a rhyme to do it. Like, if there was a film that in the script really made sense to me, and it was, you know, no pay, but I really loved the script, I'd shave my head for a really cool role. You know what I mean? Shave the beard. Be a little white chocolate milk dud. I don't know. Right, let's see if they tested or emailed. Well, I think it went well. And here's why I think it went well. Despite me being lost and everything, I knew that I had to make up for time, right? Like, I'm playing chess all the time with everybody in my life, 24/7, 365, right? Like, that's just how it works for me. And knowing that I'm walking into this, let's just use a metaphor here for chess. I've already lost a knight and a bishop. I'm late. I don't have the right address, but it's not totally my fault, right? Because the address was actually incorrect. We come to find out, but hey, you know, shit happens. It's fine. Got the number, called up. I think her name was Gracelyn. And I was like, hey, look, I'm a little lost. Help me out. Super right off the rip. I knew I had to be jovial, had to be put on the charm a little bit, I guess. You know what it is? You know what I mean? And just start working the whole situation that way. And I did laugh, small talk, small jokes, that's that, whatever. Then, you know, one tip that I always do is I always ask the producer, you know, if I get lost or anybody, like, hey, give me some tips and tricks on what I can do to get a leg up in the audition. And usually they're pretty friendly about it. And the thing that I got from this was, don't go in too emotional. Tone it back a little bit. I was like, okay, perfect. Because Peter, the director, was having the other auditions and he was like, they're a little too emotional. So I was like, okay, cool. I can hit the depth, but don't make the words have meaning, but not my emotions there on the surface level, but still have it pack a punch with certain parts. And so I did. And the craziest part too is, like, I definitely zone off on eye contact. That way, you know, I try to give the camera, when they're looking on the callbacks or the videos again, like different angles of me, right? And I try to make it very myself as a story as soon as I go in there. I'm very happy, jovial. I'm dressed up all the way. Very first thing I ask is hey, can I put my stuff down somewhere? Perfect. It kind of breaks the ice a little bit. Have a little conversation starter. How's everybody doing? How's everybody, you know, feeling, right? And then with my knowledge of, hey, don't go too crazy, don't go too emotional, I'm like, all right, cool, I can start planning this. By now, my nerves are gone, right? As soon as I got on there, the nerves gone. And let them know, like, hey, look, how do you want to do this? I have the 2 monologues. Here's the 2 monologues that I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do one that's, here. Yeah, this is fine. I'm gonna do one that's very heartfelt and loving. And I'm gonna do another one that's very longing for someone, right? Because the script calls for that. And I think that's why I love doing these things in a sense of improv, the monologues, because you can kind of gear it towards the script to give them a better edge of how you can play it out. You know what I mean? Yeah, there's monologues out there that you could have memorized, like your favorite 4 or 3 monologues that you always go to. But I feel like for me, the way I operate and the way my brain works is like going in there and improvising a monologue based off of the script and the emotion of the information that I now have definitely gives me an edge. It's a really weird explanation, but that's just how I work it, right? And then secondly, with all of it too, another thing that I do is like I said, I move around, and then when I know I'm hitting a strong point, or a good emotional part, I'll go ahead and make eye contact with whoever it is. Whoever's feeding me eye contact and looking at me in the eyes, I feed them eye contact. I give them that glare on the very emotional parts, and I pause. Let there be that moment, that beat, as there would be in the movie, you know, as if someone was watching this. I want them to fall in love with me and feel something right away. That's pretty much what I'm trying to do, right? So there's a couple moments I did that with the producer, Gracelyn, and then the director, Jack, I forgot his name, Peter, with Peter, you know. There was one part where I was like, you know, in the monologue, and it's like, I love you. And I felt that. I felt the love. I felt like it was sincere and it was true. The emotion was there. And I could tell that they were in it too, because their eyes were just there. They were smiling. They were intense, right? So that's how I know, okay, cool. I got them locked in at least. They're not typing right away. They're not bored. They're not fiddling, faddling, doing whatever. I have their attention. And to me, that's a huge thing. So I did that for both of the monologues. And then I always ask them too, before we start, like, you know, reading the slides, what are you looking for? How are you thinking of this playing out for Grayson and or for Elliot? What is your plan for this? How do you envision it? So now I have even more information, and I have them hooked into almost, you know, caring and loving for me because of the emotion of the eyes and whatever. You see what I'm saying? So now I'm adding another layer of information by saying that, right? Like, what are you looking for in these slides? Okay, you're expecting a slow start and then more emotions later. Okay, I can do that for this guy. And you want me to read this and this? Okay, let me reread it in my head. And I'm gonna speed read it in my head like 3 different ways on the information that I have and what would be the most impactful. So after I go ahead and do that, I do it. And then I always ask them, how was that? What would you expect different? I'm always asking them questions, right? Like it's almost like I'm interviewing them based off of what they're telling me. So saying like, all right, cool. You need more emotion on this line. How was that for this line? Oh, that was good. Are you sure? Okay, cool. And usually whenever they say like it was good, I always ask them, well, how would it be if I did it like this? You know, definitely try to create a creative license to it on my own take. And I always ask them, hey, is it okay if I go off a little bit off script and just kind of make it my own real quick? And I always ask that because some directors are like, yeah, let's see what you could do. And I find that to be my strong suit, working with those creative directors versus the ones that are very pinpointed on who, what, where, when, why, and it needs to be this and it needs to be that, you know? So working that whole incorporation into it for, you know, reading one of the characters, it was good. And then reading the other character, it was good as well, right? So it was the same for both. They both liked the way I did it. Very smiley, very bubbly. That could just be their personalities, and they could be playing me. I don't know. But in truth, I think it was a very successful audition. And there's always some questions that I ask them towards the end, like, you know, hey, when is your expected shoot dates? Okay, these are expected shoot dates, just so I could have it in the back of my mind. Cool. When would we hear back if we, and I always started off like this, whether or not it was like, hey, thank you for coming over, but you didn't get the part, or hey, look, we'll see you soon. You know what I mean? I don't try to put too much emphasis on the main point of that conversation, which is, when am I going to know if I got the part or not, right? Because that's what we want to know as actors is, when am I going to know? And because there's a lot of anxiety built up around that, especially if you're a very green actor. But there's 2 things I want to say to that. One, again, don't make that the focal point. Always start off, hey, you know, when would we hear back through email or through text or through call? You know, if there's going to be another round of auditions, or is it just going to be, hey, thank you for participating, or hey, we'll see you really soon on set. I leave it like that. Because it still leaves a strong point of, hey, we'll see you soon on set there, but everything else is all that information. Then they're going to give you that information and break it down and be like, you know, they're not even going to address whether or not you got it or not. They're going to address this part. They'll be like, all right, cool. Well, the callbacks, if they are a second round of callbacks, are going to be this date. And then if you did get the part, we'll go ahead. Or if you didn't get the part, of course, we'll be sending out emails letting you know, blah, 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 blah. Perfect. Okay. Now, another thing to post audition, and this is a big thing because a lot of people get stuck up on this, especially, you know, when you love what you do as an actor and you love the script, is you start waiting by the phone. At the beginning level, don't wait at the phone. Don't get so tied up and in love with the story until you get the part. So what I suggest is, once the audition's over, start looking at other films. It's like a breakup. You know what I mean? Like, you go in and you're getting ready for this audition. It's like a first kiss. You're meeting these people. You're going on a date and you're falling in love, and then you're breaking up all at the same time in a matter of like 20-30 minutes of that audition, or however long it is, right? Like you're breaking up and falling in love at the same time. Because if you stay hung up on that and on that and on that, waiting for a call, and then you get the email, hey, look, thank you, but we decided to go with a different direction, appreciate you very much, then you're gonna be even more heartbroken. But if you take it out of your head that, all right, cool, I'm expecting, not that I'm expecting a no, but this is here, it's not a yes or a no, it's in that gray area. Let me focus on other films. Let me focus on other scripts. Let me consume myself with other work. That way, this looming thing, even though it's looming over your head, actually isn't looming anymore because you have other things. So then when you hear from this, it's a yes or a no, you're not so, you're going to be happy, but if you hear no, you're not going to be broken because you still have all these other auditions and scripts that you're working on. Now, the trick with that is you want to make sure you're just planning and being organized. Make sure you don't have overlapping scheduling between films and auditions. Take some time for yourself. A lot of us at this level still have day jobs or whatever it may be, spending time with family, holidays. Slow down, okay? And then just go from there. I caught myself really talking fast right there. So it was a slow down for you guys and a slow down for me. That's how I view and look at auditions. And usually there's a feeling. I feel like if anything, I definitely got a second callback. That's how I feel, but it's not what I'm making reality. I feel like there's a strong possibility based off of the 2 poems that I said, which is what I definitely try to aim for, because I'm feeling very poetic in this moment, and I'm staying true to myself and my strengths, which is being poetic, and then finding this film of the strengths and weaknesses and incorporating that into it, right? So that's how it went. I know this video is super long, but that's how I do it, baby. Now time to go home, get the house ready for the UFC fight tonight.